All right, guys, good evening. It is Sunday/Monday for real, for real. You know how it is when the market's open. Today, we're going to talk about some of the fundamentals going on in these markets that are also helping for us to see a change in the dynamic of the market direction. Last week, we honestly survived a choppy week, a week where, um, once again, we switch from like a swing trading perspective to intraday or scalping just to be able to get to our goal or slow down just to preserve capital. One of the biggest things I learned this year is to sit on cash when you're not seeing too clearly. Is to understand you have goals, but you can't force things. Because if you stick around long enough and you survive long enough, you will find the tides that you want to skate on, that you want to ride the wave on, because it just hurts sometimes just sitting on the sidelines, knowing that the move was coming, but it just didn't give us the opportunity that we were looking for at the time. And then we end up just overdoing it. Now, first thing we want to look at is gold. I think gold is picking up some pace. Last week when we thought price was going to be doing all this selling, they pretty much just stopped at a 4 hour structure and they did not sell anymore as of Tuesday. Mind you, we were sitting here thinking price was going to go touch 3,900 flat, which was the zone where we saw this demand here. And they didn't, you know? So, oh, nah, it's not. So, and then as price made it to this low, it respected this 4 hour demand instead. We had no choice but to respect it. And so it was a little tough to figure out like where are we going next. Thursday, we saw price actually like held it down. But I will say this, guys. Pairs like gold, man, the Thursday and the Friday are so important because it's either at that point price will maintain the low and retest the previous day to confirm the direction. Now, what was a little annoying on Friday was the fact that after we got off the live session, we caught the sell. We thought price was going to touch, 39.81. It didn't, but we were smart. And this is where instinct kicked in. Y'all saw me switch into sixth gear. I'm like, okay, boom. Went from passive to execution mentality. And I'm like, looking at this long wick right here, that's already telling me, yeah, don't force it. Close your positions, close partials, play defense. Luckily, that worked. That worked. And I really stayed out the markets. However, price did stop selling and it took off. This beautiful candle fizzled out. And if I was actually trading that afternoon, I probably would have been caught up in this. I know some of you guys got caught up in that. And that's fine because you couldn't have seen a beautiful candle like that rallying and just turning out to just be a fraud. Turning out to be McDonald's soda. Let's talk about it. Fizzle. Thought you had a full cup. No. So stuff like that happens, man. It's very frustrating, but you pat yourself in the back and you're like, hey, it's cool. We got another week coming and we move. So boom, market opens not too long ago. and we are seeing that prices gaining up strength. I believe we are starting to push back to the upside for many reasons. One, they're trying to swindle us with a maybe a possible stimulus check that's coming in. We don't know if it's going to happen because Congress has to approve it. But ever since Jerome Powell had said, "Oh, we're going to cut down on quantitative tightening. All right, we're going to start like opening up the money printer." I knew we would see, some strength out of gold. And if the government reopens, if the government shutdown ceases, we will see some positivity in the markets. And I was being funny with ChatGPT as if I didn't remember. Um, where was I with chat? No, 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 no. Here it is. So I was like, when was the last government shutdown? Because I lived through that. It was like December 2018 to January 20. I'm like, mm-hmm. Uh, who was the president then? Donald Trump. Okay. So how many weeks did the market rally after that once it reopened? And it said, and I remember it did happen after 2018-19 shutdown ended on January 25th, 2019. U.S. equities continued a strong rally that had already begun from December 24th, and it rallied for 16 weeks. Every time I read that part, I remember that. Like, it was kind of tough to even trade because it just kept pushing. Huh? Shit. Justin, Senate reaches a deal to end U.S. government shutdown. Man, boom. Bro, thank you for dropping that. That's crazy. It could be blah, blah. You right. It could be. But stuff like that literally gives the market that green light to push with confidence and get back to regularly scheduled programming. Now, let's also talk about US third. Let me hold on. Laptop charger, 1 second. Okay. So with US 30, as we know, the first week of November, we was really trying to figure out, what's the deal? Are we bullish or not? Price done made it to a couple areas of retracement where we thought it was good enough to buy, and it just bought, but then the next day literally sold again. But here's the thing about US 30. US 30 probably one of the simplest things to trade when volume is available and when structure is held. Why? It don't got too many tricks up its sleeves if you just wait for it to come back and retest 4-hour demand. So when price keeps selling and finds a deeper 4-hour demand, I remember the last time we saw US 30 together, we was watching this sell off, but it made it. It made it to this 4-hour demand zone. And one thing I honestly learned about 4-hour demand zones being hit in New York, if by the afternoon you're still on the charts, that could be an opportunity to enter by like 12:30, 1 p.m. And since I said I was done trading, I honestly didn't. I got to see this information in hindsight. But Lord knows if I seen this right here, price bouncing off 4-hour demand, followed by a 5 minute or 15-minute break and retest, that's when I'm going aggressive because that's 4-hour demand. You literally jumping off of the bungee or the trampoline at the sweetest spot to go and jump higher, right? That's what a 4 hour structure opportunity gives you, followed by a break and retest on the 5 or 15. Shoot, you can't ask for something any more perfect. And that's usually when price bounces off 4 hour demand like that in that session. By the afternoon, typically, you'll see a strong rally that closes out and that you can even hold until the end of the session. That's usually the type of rally that like gives you a good 2, 4, 5 days of like really good push, having been in there early. So honestly, me seeing that was cool and all. But I wasn't in this trade. Now we're just in a new week. This is just giving us indication of where prices potentially going. And as you guys can see, there's a gap. Price really could just pull back into this low, respected by London and by New York, and just keep going from here. If we really just got that news about government shutdown closing, hey, yeah, because we're having airport and disruptions. Like y'all understand, it is not good when airports are not having people coming in to work, or just airports are getting really, really clustered because the American people, they love their holidays. And if we're getting closer into the holidays and that's not handled, that's a big problem. And it really costs a lot of money to fix, right? Forget about the SNAP benefit disruption for a second. Just airport disruptions is not a good look, you know? And so let's check it and see what's going on here. Let's check the New York Times, because you can't be a trader and just be clicking buttons, man. You got to be in tune with some of the information. You don't want to be an ignorant trader, right? You got to start learning and seeing what the pieces could mean for you. That's what separates you from just, oh, I'm a forex trader. I'm a forex trader. No, no, you're an analyst. You're an investor. You know, you speculate the markets. You gotta move different from the crowd, from the herd. Okay, guys. All right, now the Senate appeared to be creeping towards a breakthrough that could end the government shutdown after Senator John Thune, Republican of South Dakota, and the majority leader told reporters that a spending deal was coming together. Right. So let's talk about that part right here. Uh Supposedly we got a stimmy that they working on. Yep. Whose charts, bruh? Because we in Saint today. News about a Trey, brother Trey, Mr. Henderson. So yeah, so now we got a little stimmy conversation that's stimulating. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, pun intended. All right. It ain't just the smooth mic. It's just us. It's just us. So we got a whole stimulus check conversation to stimulate this economy. But here's what I've been doing this weekend. I'm reading. I've been reading some things, right? Um, I was watching this podcast, I believe 3 to 4 days ago, and then I was listening to this other podcast this morning, and it just hit me. I'm like, yo, you know what a bank does when they're in trouble? They print money. They team up with the Federal Reserve Bank. But it seems like it is true. Banks were having a liquidity crisis. They're having a liquidity crisis, but they don't know how to tell it. Like literally, the elephant in the room, they're not trying to address it. But I'm guessing they coming up with this really dope idea. Ah, let's just give them a stimulus check to soften the blow. But really, it's gonna help us, right? It's going to help the American people, not to be mistaken. But it's like it's basically like you're in a toxic relationship and the person's like, yo, let me take you out on a date. I'll pay for it. Softens the narrative. But the money that they're about to print, they've been owed us that money. On top of that, second thing is, it's the perfect way to bail out the banks that are having a liquidity crisis by not telling us that we're having a liquidity crisis. You get it? Because where does that $2,000 go? It goes straight to the bank. And most people are so far behind on their bills, so in need of this money. It's going to go right back to the economy and right back to the banks. They get to keep that money. But then instead of just bailing the banks out, folks going to be like, something going on. But now they're giving you hush money and a slap in the face money. Either way, it's money that's going to benefit the banks, which they are in need of this $2 trillion bailout. So there's definitely smoke. But the last time we had a situation like that, where um wrong one, where we printed money, this was the beginning of another problem, inflation. So it's very important. I mean, we'll see how this works out. But as investors, as traders, all this tells us is, man, the money printer is back. And I wouldn't be surprised if this takes US 30 to a whole nother level. All right. We are still in the fourth quarter. So, like, they're pulling out strings just to make this market move, even though there are a lot of things going on behind the curtains. All right. So that's what's basically going on the fundamental side so far, to my knowledge. All right. Is this good information, guys? Let's go ahead and check and read on the Hill. President Trump announced on Sunday that the most Americans will receive at least $2,000. At least is very important. Not everybody will receive the full two bands, it looks like, from the tariff revenue collected by the Trump administration. Trump's statement made early Sunday and on his Truth Social platform. How we get to this platform? I be thinking it was, I be thinking it's Twitter, but it's really not. Trump statement made on Sunday on his show comes from after the White House defended his sweeping use of tariffs before the Supreme Court this past week, where the justices appear skeptical of the president's broad use of the International Emergency Powers Act. So he's swindling at the same time. He know what he's doing. At the same time, though, Congress has to pass approval for this stimulus that he's actually proposing. So we just, there's speculation, but no, nothing has actually been confirmed just yet. So here's what to know about Trump's $2,000 tariff check proposal. Trump touted his tariff Sunday morning, saying those who oppose them are fools. Oh, so he really did say that. Okay. And that the revenue generated from the import tax on foreign goods will soon begin paying down the country's debt. Yeah, okay. And put money directly into people's pockets. So basically, they're paying themselves back by saying they're paying the people, which they kind of are, but it's a one-time fee. Okay. And to be honest, yes, there it is right there. We are $37 trillion in debt. When we hear that, what does that even mean? Who the hell do we owe? We owe the American people. And obviously the money is also tied into international foreign imports and exports and stuff like that. And sometimes they let other people borrow the money. And then at the same time, they go and put those funds into the future bond market anticipations on making some of that money back. America runs on debt. We know that. So for this thing to work, they have to be in debt, but that doesn't mean they're not making revenue. That's just how they do it. It's weird, but it gets to a point where if it's too much printing going on, it's just they're playing a very dangerous game, which is why I feel like the last act will be just like a crypto transition, just to clear out their debt. That's really what they're trying to do, you know. So this is why, like, in case the backup plan is not smooth, I'm basically keeping my eye on gold the whole entire quarter, because magic happens in the fourth quarter for gold, and I we got room to run. The way this is looking like, man, it might be tough, but I might see what's up with London again. It wasn't easy, but just might have to.
True, true.
Just might have
What's
to.
going on, bro?
Yeah, bro. What's up, man?
I'm good, man.
Good to
I
hear,
wrote
bro.
you
Good
up,
to
man.
hear.
Was what time we're coming up?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Mm,
So back to gold, right, guys?
mm.
Friday price pulled back even though they pushed. But today, here we are. We got a nice retracement that respected it. And this is the part that sucks. What is this? It's at 4,016. And honestly, it looks good. Looks good. 1 second. Let me think. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Um, Even knowing that there could be a low slight pullback. What time is it? 7:28. I want to be in this trade conservatively. And even if there's a pullback, I'll just add another position. Yeah. Because I feel like all this good news that's brewing up might give us the setup, I mean, the volume that we've been looking for. They had us damn near begging for volume and structure to come back. I low key been waiting to see price finally pick a side here. This was looking sells, buys at the same time. But once you get a break of structure and a retracement, finally, we got some structure. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, how many of you guys are actually trading futures? And how many of you guys are
No, bro, I'm down with future. Like, yo, man, future. I don't like this style, because normally when I got some account from futures, like funded account and the rest of that thing. I don't like that trailing stop loss, bro.
really?
Yeah, bro. I
Man, a
can
lot of
fuck with
folks will
that trailing
disagree
stop
with you
loss.
on that
Yeah.
one.
So because of that, like, yo, I was almost getting to pay out, but I start losing up. So around to the stop loss area, like where the watermark stop counting.
Mm-hmm.
So that shit fucked me up. So ever since, man, I just want to deal with the statics, like the balance of the account, like equity and the rest of that thing with the forest. So because of that, I just quit trading for futures, bro, on the funded, on the pro film areas. But on the future account, on the real account, I'm gonna get on it. But now I'm just focusing on forest, you know with other funded nest and the fibers and the rest of the FTM or the rest of that stuff, it's just to get a capital, and
Yeah.
get on. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own experience. I wouldn't count
absolutely.
out futures just yet, maybe, But right now you got one focus, and it's just to stay funded until the end of the year, bro. And
Yeah, bro.
hopefully just keep holding on and
Absolutely.
get the payout home and make sure
Yeah.
you keep growing your personal account because guys, when you start to scale, man, and
That is that
you
is my
gotta
plan, bro.
yeah, when you got a solid personal
Like I'm
account
heavy on that, bro.
going into Q4 and then this thing starts to rally, you get some good momentum setups going. Sheesh. Hey, you could really grow an account and just slow down and use the capital just to make a little bit out the percentage gains, some
Yeah.
steady withdrawals. Like I want to share a lot with y'all today, but I just want to keep the webinar close to the 1 hour mark, which I usually do.
Mm,
First of all, I know y'all been seeing this whole conversation about the $100 million thing about with Psy. But
mm,
one thing I don't like? I don't like the fact that all of a sudden folks is trying to use this for like content and like really putting him down, down, down to the ground. Like I done seen
mm,
folks post like 6 times about this topic. I'm like, all right, this is getting old. But this is one of my friends who so happens to own a broker.
mm.
And so, he texted me earlier today. What the heck? Why is this? What the hell? And I just want to share something with y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Those who don't know, oh Lord, why is it that? Okay, you know what? Let's just start here. So he was texting me just joking. He was like, "Yo, um, do you know what broker I can put $100 million asking for a friend?" I'm like, "Hey, yo, you saying that is crazy, knowing that you own a broker." Because so I'm like, "Hey, so what be going through your mind when you see stuff like that?" And I
Yeah.
was like, yo, what's the most in funds you usually hear other broker owners say or have seen from one personal account? He's like, max I seen was 30 and one deposit. I mean, in deposit,
Mm,
not profit. So that means over the year or over a span of time, 30 million was definitely deposit. And at that size, he's A booked and at 150 leverage, not no one with 500,
yeah.
right? 1 to 50 leverage, absolute max. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Just directly connected to the straight through profit, clearinghouse. And I don't even know what possessed him to make such a wild claim like that. And he's like, drugs. He's like, time to make a fake track record, 100 amps, shit, for real, you know? And so I was having conversations because around this time last year, me and him, we were gathering like the data because I was trading under his, operations for a good year and a half. And that's one of the two people that allowed me to be able to connect with like higher tier clients where I had the opportunity to trade with 7 figures, with clients, high 6 figures with clients. So, so obviously I feel like this industry is not educated enough, and that's just what happens between the 1 to 3 year span.
Mm,
You go into this industry being very naive because you don't know, right? You're thinking
that's
a
true.
brokerage can handle as much money as possible. That's not true. Like a broker really cannot handle so much money from
Mm.
one actual account unless it's a booked,
Sure, sure,
meaning
sure.
that they're going to have to put you in this environment where whenever you click the trade, it goes straight to the liquidity provider where the brokers now just making money off of the commission they charge you to use the lot size. And also a booking means if you lose that account, they don't really get to make much money out of it because B booking is usually when the broker is taking counter trades from your trade based on your strategy. They got metrics to see um, how profitable you are because
Mm.
a lot of algos are actually built. I remember one time Andy asked me, "Hey, guy, what do you think about bots, and systems and softwares?" And I'm like, brother, that's a long conversation. Just to tell y'all, many strategies that have been profitable in the B booking world are algorithms built to take counter trades of traders because in a long run on a 30 to 60 to 90-day span, those trades end up being more profitable than the ones that the trader's taking. And by the 90, if by the end of the month or the 90th day period, most accounts get blown. That's why I'm always encouraging you guys to withdraw a little something,
Mm.
survive the season, survive the days, survive the weeks, because if there's a lot of factors against you that you don't realize, especially when it's you versus you, your psychology, risk management, and sometimes it's the market is trash, you know? So has he made $100 million? I would hope so for his sake, but claiming that you've basically made $100 million with a trade, like just a few trades, is just not true. It's just
Yeah,
not true. Have he made some money from the markets with
sure.
Robinhood and different brokers that he might have traded? Sure, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe he got close to it. Maybe he's also future setting himself, just calling that out into the universe. But bro, listen, there's not one single broker. Just like my boy said, he was like, yo, not even 8 cap. And I know y'all don't recognize 8 cap, but for those who've been in the game long enough, trading with
yeah,
like prop firms and stuff, for the longest in 2023, most servers and brokers that were being used was 8 cap, the broker, 8 cap LTD. That's why till this day,
yeah.
I
True.
have a chart that says Owanda, that's coming from Owanda, the broker, or 8 cap, because typically 8 cap was the powerhouse that
Yeah,
was the main
perfect.
go-to broker. So we had to make sure it matched the price of 8 cap. So an 8 cap at the time literally was the broker that was servicing 60 plus prop firms. So 8 cap, when I was having conversations with my boy in 2023, 8 cap was bringing in like 20 million a month in revenue.
Mm.
And that was the broker's revenue, not from somebody's big trading account. Accounts that are above 10 million are usually clients who are using what's that broker called again? Well, there's Charles Schwab, that's the brokerage account. There's like an Fidelity. What's that other one, man? Dang it. Uh I can't remember right now. But I spoke on this obviously. Um Charles Schwab. Let me see. I got it on my phone. One second. Interactive brokers. Interactive brokers are the only ones that can usually service accounts this large, and Owanda as well. But I don't know too many people who got that much money in liquid capital. On top of that, that's hedge fund money. That's hedge fund money coming from like 20 to 30 investors to actually have $100 million in assets to manage. So y'all got to be careful what you see online. Can he trade? Yes, I believe he can trade. I've seen him trade. A lot of people don't even know. Let me show y'all something. So I was going through my old Google Drive, and then boom, I remember when I was working with Fortune's Funding, we had a podcast episode. And then so the people who were in charge of like doing editing and short form content reels, um, they they were sending these things for us to post on Instagram. And I know you guys probably don't remember this one, but let me show y'all. Just to show you guys how far back I know the kid. That's me, that's Ali, that's James Storms, and that's Sai. That's when he was rocking the blue air. But you know what's so funny about this clip? When I said, how is it that four traders um are on this platform right now as we're talking, and I'm just now finding out about marketing accounts. That was the first time I heard about marketing account. But guess who knew about marketing accounts? Him. And he was using them from just that long ago. Like he was using them at the time. I didn't know. I just thought everything was just real. I was so naive. I was like, okay, bet. And then that wasn't the case. So it just goes to show, man, like you can build a nice following, giving good strategies, making them simple, but sometimes it's not fully real when someone tells you a wild number like $100 million on one single trading account. When other broker owners are also confirming, bro, we can't even service that type of money. We can't even do that. So that's why I choose not to talk about this thing anymore online because I don't care for the drama, man. And hey, guys packing up houses, like folks is coming in to see it. Like you can see still has a strong community that supports him and backs him up. But we have to be careful. Just focus on our own bread, focus on our own growth, and that's what matters. Okay, guys. So I wanted to bring light to that one, and let's move on. All right. It is about to be 8 p.m. I'm putting in some conservative positions on this trade right now for buys, and I'm going to have my stop loss under Friday lows. Lisa, remember the last time we did something like this? Yeah. So if we're going to take some trades today, right now, and we have our stop loss, a little bit far under Friday's low, don't move it just yet. Don't move it just yet. That's just that's just us making sure we put the stop loss somewhere that we know it's going to take a lot of effort for the market to come back to stop us out. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. By New York, I'm sure price might pull back to retest London and we get a better entry that's a lot more uh moderate than conservative. It's just that we see this thing pushing. We can tell the rally is not just about we can tell the rally's not just about sniper entry. We might check in 12 hours from now and this thing is at freaking 4,040, 300 pips and going to the upside. So it's not just about sniper entry in certain situations. If price pulls back within this range again, we add some positions. Okay. So yes, I just got in some
Any
buys.
pullback we get in.
Yeah, just got in some buys. Stop loss is
Yeah,
going to be below Friday's low, and that's
yeah.
about 39.95. 39.95. Uh, One thing price might do is get to this high again and pull back in.
Drop.
So
Yeah.
if this is for my scalpers, if you want to just target 4,026, cool. That's 90
TP at
pips.
the all-time high, bro.
Yeah, that's 90 pips right there. It could happen while we're still in
All-time
this
high.
range.
Yeah, she hear me.
Yeah. What's the TPATH?
All-time high. Let's get it.
Put that bit all the way up there. What's the TP? Heaven?
Yeah, she think like me though. Like I'm heading that trade to the all-time high. Like, yeah.
No, for real. For real, for real. Nah, we'll see though. I think
Yeah,
this week, if we keep up this momentum, yeah,
because gold might play a little bit, try to push us back, but at the end of the day, we're gonna break that high, bro.
yes,
Yeah.
agreed. Oh yeah, we know.
Hmm.
Be scalping, scalping. Skit, skit. I'll be playing about them scalps. Okay. So yeah, first target on some cool, quick low 90 pips to the upside, snatch 4,027. I can see that getting touched very, very, very soon on some easy shit like boom, boom, bop, boom, bop, bam. Thank you, ma'am. I know Natisha's in this trade. I can sense it.
Yeah, bro, what you think about G?
Oh, yeah, that's another pair I'm waiting for. Like, I definitely will be paying attention to GU buys this week.
Okay.
All I need is a nice little retracement, even more, and we are in these buys because yeah, we was selling. I couldn't catch the sales, but that's another 4 hour time frame
Mm.
bounce story. Sold here. Can you believe gold's going GU
Yeah,
sold back to April lows? That's crazy.
yeah, it was.
We sold to April lows right here on a daily time frame. And then and this is important, guys. You know how I'm always saying, and I definitely am emphasizing this for two special people on this call, my brothers Andy and Roshni from Canada. Remember how I say all the time, everyone, there's power in price retesting an area twice.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're looking for clarity out of a trade, the best way price shows you the strength of that demand or that supply is when they retest it on two separate days off the 4 hour time frame. Notice Tuesday, November 4th, we bought off this area. Wednesday, November 5th, a year from the what's it called? Election results. We're not going to talk about that. Tuesday, Wednesdays, you see how price bounced and secured that zone. That's why sometimes if we can't tell what's going on and price starts to sell, we ain't got to panic. If we get a 2 day retest, you got your confirmation right there. and
Two
it's
days
gonna
retest,
buy.
huh? Yeah.
Once we retest 2 day lows off the 4 hour structure, that's like two fat toes really standing real strong on the floor.
Bro, I
That's
cashed that
steady
buy
right
all the
now.
way from that area to
That's a
the way
strong
it pointed
base.
away. Yeah, I cashed the buy all the way to that
Beautiful,
wake on
bro.
the top. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was like I was trying to sell back down and I shit took me out.
Yeah, I bet. So for those who are still getting used to, understanding certain time frames, what do they
Mm,
mean? Notice I don't just teach just to like keep saying time frame this, time frame that. I'm
mm.
showing y'all the story of what price is communicating. That's how I'm able to trade, right? If not,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work for me. I gotta see how the picture gets painted. Like, what does that mean when I see so and so, what price is doing and how it behaves after. Notice that Friday, October 31st, price came to retest it by Monday and Tuesday. They couldn't break it. What happened? They sold. You know, it's not
Mm.
just about the time frame, it's about like how is price behaving off of the days where it comes to retest the area. So I missed this setup because Tuesday, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, I'm knocked out. But it's good to see the behavior keeps behaving the same way it's supposed to. Because look, when price retests the previous day, or on a Tuesday, for example, comes up to retest Thursday, Friday high, can't break it, you got your trade that's going to last you at least 20 hours. You let that baby bake. What time is it? You got in at 3 in the morning. All right, well, see you at 2 p.m. You know this thing going to run for the next 12 hours at least. Mm-hmm. Another thing is, too, like, when in doubt, if price keeps being very unclear, just like
Mm.
in US 30,
Yeah.
man, we just got to wait for it to hit a 4 hour demand. And by then, we will find some clarity out of trades, out of the trade. Because
Yeah,
by
bro.
the eyes, Chico, they don't lie. The 4 hour structure, man, when you find a good one, it's like, oh, finally. Now I have something concrete. I'd be confused too sometimes. I'm like, dog, what the
Yeah,
heck?
shit
But when the
happens.
market finds a 4 hour demand, a 4 hour supply, okay. Now I know what I'm doing. Now I know what I'm doing next. Right. So
Yo,
keep that
bro,
in mind.
when sorry to cut you short, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the US started to get to 447 400, what do you think we should be expecting on that area?
When the market makes it to 47,400,
Yeah,
that's this high right here. It's not that far.
yeah.
I think it's gonna keep
You-
pushing it. I mean, it might
Okay.
make it
All right.
there, pull back a little bit. So when price makes it to a recent high like this, best
Yeah.
thing you want to do is close some partials
True, true, true.
because it might pull back in and you might not like
Yeah.
that.
It might make aggressive pullback before it start going up again.
Yeah. So first
Yeah.
first target, exit positions, even if you have plans to swing.
Yeah, I cashed the entire sale on the US 30, but my
You did.
issue was that when it hit the turning, for me, yeah, I don't know if that is a minor structure or as a major structure. Like I felt that it might start going up, maybe from 47 400, it might start going back down.
Yeah, it just all depends on the structure, but this looks very weak. It looks like they
It's,
could clear that
it's not
easily.
that strong, right?
Yeah. Okay, what's this? U.S. Senate has reached a bipartisan deal to extend government funding in a major sign the shutdown is poised to end. Okay. Looks like we're
Mhm.
getting very close to the shutdown ending. Okay, so the government shutdown appeared close to ending after a group of centrists. I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? Okay. Uh, sorry, guys. Centrist Senate Democrat agreed to support a stopgap deal to reopen key agencies and provide temporary funding. Under the proposal, federal employees would receive back pay and states would resume delayed federal transfers. Okay. The measure would fund certain departments through January 30th. Golly, bro. That's how what? Oh, through January 30th of next year. Okay. While others would receive full pay appropriations. However, the bill faces a tough path in the House. Democratic leaders have spoken out against compromise, arguing it concedes too much to Republicans.
Close.
Okay, 8 minutes ago, there are enough votes in the U.S. Senate to end the shutdown. There are at least 8 votes from Senate Democratic caucus. Of course, the Democrats want the American people to not starve anymore. Of course. Wow. It's like the Democrats are the only ones who care about people, bro. Man, it's so crazy to me. Government shut down grounds flights. FAA cuts cause 2,200 cancellations. Bro, mad flight cancellations. Crazy. Yeah. So when they announced that this thing is now reopened, best believe price is gonna run. Price is gonna run. So hopefully it doesn't happen so crazily. Tomorrow, 9:30, you don't want to be late to the market. 9:30 might just bop, 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 bop. You just never know.
Keep pushing. All time
Yeah.
high broken.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That thing might be crazy. Now,
Yeah.
let's go back to that 2018 conversation
Okay.
just to show y'all real quick. How are we doing on time? Okay, we got a few minutes left. In 2018, this is when back testing that far makes sense. Okay. By the way, you don't got to go that far to back test. Only when you trying to make sense out of like a certain current event or something similar that happened in the past, and you trying to like see what happened next. All right. So 2018 to 2019, we had the government shut down that. Hold on a second. Yeah, ended on January 25th, 2019. Okay. So by January, oh, wrong chart. Yep, this was the beginning of it right there in 2019. And then price just kept rallying. They rallied and rallied and rallied and rallied the whole entire month. And so imagine, remember when you just asked me, bro, like, hey, what about 47,400? You would see price break a recent high, pull back a little bit, but keep
Yeah,
pushing, you know?
true.
So when the government shutdown ends, what happens, guys? The market rallies.
Mm.
The market rallies. This would coincide with fourth quarter market rallies, but we all know it's also because of the reopening of the government and the possible stimulus that they like to put into the market. So all this is telling me that we might have a crazy bullish fourth quarter after all. Um, yeah, crazy. I should probably notate this. Don't you just heck yeah. Love it when everything aligns together. Government shutdown reopens. Yep. Let me write 2018, 2019 government shutdown reopens. Okay, so this is good information. This is how you really backtest. This is how you connect the dots. And this is why it's very important to pull up to webinars like these. Okay, it teaches you a lot more so you can understand what the news versus the markets really do when scenarios like that happen. I just know some of these things because I've lived through them and probably didn't know enough or didn't understand. So now the biggest thing about me as a trader today is like, sure, I might know all this, but how I execute knowing this is really what matters the most. Okay. Now, if we get price to pull back into the afternoons of Friday tomorrow, or even in London, this will be the ideal entry. And even if we were to sell off one more time, just to, because private equity and these institutions, they ain't scared to pull back where it makes the most sense for them to get a better discounted entry. So don't start over leveraging because you're anticipating a big rally. Okay. Just still go by your risk management plan because less is more. Let's say this thing rallies 600 points. Shoot, a $3 trade now, $4. That's still gonna push that thing. You get me? Let's say we go 1,000 pips, like I'm sorry, 1,000 points. Two, three, four, $5, man. That's still 5 racks. That's still 2 racks. Like if your account can handle it. If your account can't, then that's where it comes to the conversation of have a decent personal trading account, right? If you all you could do is point oh 0.01, point oh 0.02, hey, respect your account. Respect your account enough. Trade it as you should. But I'm telling you, it pays to understand what time we're living in and how to take advantage of these markets. Okay. Um, let's check back with gold real quick. All right. Steady, steady movements. No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay. Let's take a quick let's slow down a little bit. Joy is coming. Stimmy, government opens, and market rallies. Facts, facts. In that order. Okay. I wanted to talk about one last thing. This is called the S-Dow. A trader friend of mine had put me onto this a few months ago. This ain't something that I knew. The S-Dow basically is the polar opposite of the US 30. Whenever price makes it to supply and it reverses, you'll notice that US 30 will do the opposite.
Mm,
Okay. And then the VIX, this is the volatility index. Whenever the volatility index goes up to supplies, if it finds itself a nice, strong supply zone to reverse from, it will. The volatility index pretty much determines the fear and greed of the market. The more fearful, like if you see prices trading above 15, the market is in some uncertainty areas, where fear is probably struck, and we at a point where price might make it to some demands to buy even higher. So the deeper price goes into supply zones like these, the more likely it will reverse. And so sometimes now I will look at the VIX and the S-Dow like a veteran trader does, just to see some confirmation about the direction of where I'm looking to see the market goes. All right. So this is major, major. I know I'm not talking with excitement like, yo, for y'all to understand what I just put y'all on to. But please make sure you add the S-Dow and the VIX to your trading view. This is major stuff. Like fundamental traders, that's all they trade with. The VIX, the S-Dow, and that's it. Because these guys are long-term players. They're putting in fat positions when they see price hit the high volatility index, and that's basically their divergence strategy. Okay, so everybody, make sure you put the VIX and the S-Dow on your trading view as of tonight. I know I just dropped, man. Put some fire in the chat, man. Shit, out here giving y'all $1 million, $1 million game right here.
yeah, true. Hey, yo,
See,
bro, I don't know if you have the time. I have just one question to ask, bro.
of course, ask away.
Sure. Yeah.
Feel
So,
me, Celine?
do you think, how do I put it? Fundamentals, because I got these questions all the time, and I always want to choose to one side, but I don't want to tell you that, yeah, like, do you think fundamentals and technicals, like, do they always align when it comes to your analytics on your chart? Like when you already analyze, like, is this going to happen? Of course, we are not sentimented in the chart, but at the same time, we always go into technicals before we go to fundamentals area, right? So at the end of the day, sometimes the fundamentals might mess up your technicals.
Yeah,
So my question is that, do you think that the fundamentals and the technicals, do they always align? If they always align in what, based on your experience in the market, like, how many percent that do you think they can always hang to between each other? I don't know if you understand my question.
yeah. 1 second. Fundamental drives the market, but you got to have areas where you're anticipating entry no matter
Yeah.
what. And
Mm,
so that's why, like, for example, I don't just trade the news anymore. I'll wait an hour or two, or maybe I'll wait the next day, because the fundamentals, they give the market the volume that we need, but it doesn't
mm,
always align to the T, because it might be delayed based on what we see.
yeah.
Delayed in the sense of they want to buy, but boom, you saw them sell the first hour to demand zone, then they bought. But because you were anticipating the news, you're like, oh shoot, as soon as that news drops, man, I'm putting everything.
Mm,
So just like Celine says, yeah, sometimes news might manipulate, and then the real move happens after. Because the thing reason why we see it as a manipulation, which it is because for them to buy at such volume sometimes, Man,
Yeah.
there's so much going on in the background. Sometimes private equity, sometimes certain, you know, pension funds and sovereign funds are getting in quietly off this move that they
Mhm.
basically that they orchestrated so that way their friends could benefit at the time where there's like projected news because that's when it's like it's like you waiting for it to rain so you could you know I'm from the island so you gonna understand this one. And some people might think it's nasty what I'm about to say, but you from Nigeria, right? When do we throw piss buckets outside?
What you mean?
When I used to, when my folks like grew up in the province, bro, like back then,
Yeah.
there was this proverb that says you throw buckets of piss outside when it rains because nobody gonna know your business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is whenever there's rain, that's when hush money also brings in their funds into the market. So some things
Mhm.
might happen off manipulation because like they're quietly moving funds
Yeah.
while there is like fundamental news dropping.
Yeah.
I don't want to offend you or nothing, but that's a proverb. And
Yeah.
it can be very practical too. All right. So for those of
Yeah.
y'all
True.
who are like, damn, what the hell? Hans?" Yeah, you know, we ain't American over here. So it's a lot of different culture and traditions. Like folks, this market has a lot of secrets sometimes, man. And the more we learn that we're just little fish, the more we gotta accept that we get in at structural areas that we've seen before. When you're trading the news, basically, it's a 70% chance you might get wiped out. That's just what it is, you know,
That's bro for the clarification, bro.
for
I
sure.
got you. Yeah.
There is a certain news that I do like to trade, and it's usually like GBP news when prices at like a supply zone or something like that. What news? What news? I think it's like claim account. I think there is claim account news this week or interest rate news for the GBP. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, you guys are dropping rates. Okay, cool. It can be very simple to predict. You know, like price will wait until London session opens and then breaks to the downside or something like that. You know, it's easy to see. So sometimes if I'm seeing that the fundamentals, for example, says, hey, uh, the Great Britain pound is lowering interest rates, and price was already in a downtrend, already came back to retest supply zones. I know might be a chance price sweeps liquidity, but I know price more than likely is going to use this news just to sell, give a fat candle to the downside like that. So you have to use your discretion when trading news. Have to use sentiment when trading news and, of course, good risk management. All right, let's go ahead and check gold real quick. I see that we are pushing. Okay, cool. Yep. Didn't I say while we're on this call, we probably gonna see TP hit? Who was in these buys? Who was in these buys? That was an easy 90 pips to start off the damn week, man. Let's go.
need to go sleep.
Let's go. Let's go. I know D was
Okay.
in. I know D money. I just knew. Let's go. Let's go. Laces in there. Yeah. Get in there. Don't ask me if it's too late to get in. We know we get in only when price retraces. Let's go. Let's go.
Sleep. What's your money? Sleep. Open your mind.
All right. Okay. You're out. Close out your trades if you like. Don't regret the continuation, making grown decisions right here. Okay. Don't jump back in if you just got out. It is hella nice, Antoine. It is hella nice, my brother. Nice. Nice is nice skits. Yes, sir. What did I miss? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Nice, 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 nice. I was gonna route it out until the next day with y'all, but one of these days, I'm staying and turn that up. This the let me go watch some Netflix type of games, and you're like, man, I'm good. Now, here's what you don't want to do the next day is give it all the way back. You know, the next time you enter a trade like this, for those who just got out, is you either get in London or you wait for price to come and retest London lows by New York. Okay, when you know your pair, you know you gotta move accordingly. It's two things. It's many things I said out this webinar. What are some of the best days to trade gold when price retests the lows? Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday has an affinity for just retesting the previous day most times. And just like that, it gives you a confirmation that you needed to take buys, you know? Mm. Yeah, 10:45, 11. So okay,
Right,
by
it's ready
11
to
they
go
started
high.
rallying. We pulled back in by 12:30. Yeah. Round it out. I hate when the market gives us reminders that you just gotta do whatever you can to survive and not
Mm.
over risk, even on days where they pissing you off. I hate that. I hate that because I know many people who are saying here, like, bro, I wanted this move to happen last week. And that'd be me too. I'm like, bro, like, what the hell? I attempted so many times this very trade. And now he wants to play out like, wow, you know? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, D, I'll be on tomorrow. You be sneaking it in just to just to convince me. I see what you be doing. You getting on the charts in the morning? That's that motherly inducement right there. And it works too. It be working every time. I appreciate y'all for motivating me to get on these calls. I realize y'all actually appreciate the value and the time that I put in. That's really what I'm still in this for, because I'll be honest with y'all, bro. I don't do this shit for the clout. I don't do this for a lot of pride that a lot of these guys need the ego to feel. That's why I don't even be wanting to bring new people in because they be so entitled. I give y'all my time for free if I want to, but the value is priceless. And with that being said, god damn. Oh, we just talked about that, Brody. That
Yeah, bro.
was the first, that was like the second topic we talked about. Trey,
True, true, true. No, I've been on that buy since last week, Thursday, bro.
good, man. It's
Yeah,
not
good.
real, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has $100 million in the broker.
No.
Handle can't the broker can't handle it. $100 million structure is hedge fund structure that usually takes more than one person to even be able to have that. Like hedge funds start out with that $100 million. That's big boy operation. It's not money is sitting lying around. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Yeah,
it's like the gold is like it
yeah. Gold
hops
on
up
that
a
blue
little
chip for
bit.
sure. Yeah.
0.15 hopping $500, man. That shit crazy.
Hmm. And if you see prices moving like that,
Yeah,
you already know something just got announced.
that's what's up. Damn, $600, bro. 0.15. Shit.
Hmm.
Damn.
Hmm.
Shit might drop though, but
Ah,
you there, bro?
mm, what did I miss? Let's go. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Oh,
Quick morning.
yeah, I think, yeah. Marcus, yeah. The blue chew just kicked in. It's time to take this shit seriously. All right.
Yeah.
Hmm? It's time to stop being all smooth. It's time to be a savage. Let's
All time
go.
high.
Yeah. Okay. 17,
Mm.
17.
This is good morning during Asia session, just good.
Good morning, Vietnam. That's 300 pips
Yeah,
from 8 p.m. entries. That's 270 if you are still in this trade.
yeah. I'm still holding this shit. 0.50
Yeah,
giving up 650, bro. Shit is
beautiful,
crazy.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's either right. That thing was gaped. I had to delete it. I don't know what that thing was on, but yeah, the hell.
US 10 is not ready, It's gonna be ready
It's not
later in
ready
the day.
yet, but that's what,
Nah.
yeah. It's either London or New
Oh,
York
New
Open
York.
is going to
Yeah.
start rallying this thing. Yeah,
Exact. My thought, bro.
yeah. Let's Senate reaches deal. A deal has been reached in the Senate to fund the government through January 30th. Do you know what this means? The
Mm-mm.
Senate to fund the government through January 30th. That means they didn't passed the the money printer to push through January.
Mm.
Yeah. Shit just got serious, guys. Yeah. That means they literally just put money into this market that
Yeah,
by tomorrow is going to reflect and could rally all the way
all the
until
way.
January. That's 7 weeks of of bullishness,
Yeah.
potentially. Yes, sir.
I
Damn.
can see US there breaking the
Oof.
new high,
I
bro.
gotta hit the gym after this and turn my shit back on.
It's-
Gotta turn my savage back on.
Money
It's
is in the
time.
market, Lisa.
Yeah, it's time.
Sure, money is in the market, sister.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. All right. It's time. All right. Okay. So this is why Andy, did you finish watching the video that I had sent you? All right. How did you find it? How did you find it? Feel free to unmute if there's no noise in the background. Okay, before I leave, did everybody add the SDAO and the VIX to their trading view list?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Only can message there's noise. Okay, good, good. Mm, yeah, this is some good price action so far. Damn. Problem with stuff like that is sometimes, man, you be wanting the price to correct just a little bit, and they might not.
Is the reason
They
why
just might
US
start
tell
correcting.
you all the way to the downside. Yeah. Sorry, bro. Just to get it clear, when we added the VIX to the chart, is when the VIX is going down, that means US stereo is going back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. The point is to find those key supply
Key
zone
zone.
areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when this is the thing, the VIX is the heartbeat of the market.
Sure.
Somebody had said that, and I was like, damn, I love that. And whenever the heart rate is too high,
Mm.
then it needs to be regulated. So every time the VIX touches like a high number up top,
Yeah.
investors literally quietly put money back into the market because that's when the market touches the deepest demand
Yeah.
zones. On the
To
VIX,
push
you'll
it
see it
down a
touch a
little bit.
high volatility. So in
Mm.
April, when the market went all the way up here to retest August 2024's high right
Mm.
here, some investors literally just went and got in some buys on US 30 because when the VIX touches a high number and finds, you know, supply zones, then it'll just
So,
reverse back
so
down
yeah.
because that's showcasing the fear index of the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah. Yo, bro, I must tell you something. Somebody told me this like 3 years ago.
I bet.
Yeah, I didn't take note of it. I just neglected it, bro.
Yeah. When I used to hear about the VIX, there was just a whole bunch of Nigerians just trying to get me to trade with XNES, the
Yeah,
volatility index, volatility 75, and
essence, right?
yeah, but I just never understood it.
Me too.
Yeah. I was
Now
like,
you
what the
say the
hell is
game,
this?
like I was like, man, it's a game to look out for, man.
Right. Yeah. Volatility 75 and stuff. I'm like, what is this, bro? Since 2019, I've heard about this volatility 75. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, somebody wrote, and I got more clarity on where to put stop loss and making sure that I put it properly, and I be comfortable at how much I'm willing to lose, especially with my small accounts. So that was my big move away from popular. Good looking out, bro. Of course, my guy. Good stuff. Okay. I'm only here still, guys, because I'm low key processing
Boy, I like the way
about
God
this.
is pushing, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, shit is
I
crazy, man.
appreciate you back, bro. It's super early where you at right now.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, me, I don't care about the time, man. I just want to make this dough, bro. Fuck.
Like that, bro. I really do.
Yeah, man. You can sleep 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't care about that. You know? Yeah, bro.
Like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a bold claim.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna hit 40.99 in the next few hours. I
Ah,
think we're
okay.
gonna go an extra 400 pips in the next. Yeah, I
Bet on
think.
that, bro.
Yeah. Problem is, this is usually the time when folks blow their account. Like, just scale in small, because if there's a retracement, at least you can get in at a better price, Phil. So just please don't go crazy. Don't go crazy.
You don't need to go crazy because you'll be under pressure, and that under pressure thing can lead you on the side like, yo, man, is this for is it really for me?
Yeah,
You start asking yourself questions.
right.
Yeah. But when you take it easy, you're gonna actually get the result you have been looking for, bro. Like, that
Correct.
is true. You
Correct.
saw the video I sent you on Instagram, bro.
Uh-huh.
That guy is crazy, bro.
Them boys are so funny though.
You know, the guy came back like, yo, forest is free, man. Like, go
Right.
back to forest. I was just like, come on, man. Why would you do that?
Yeah, them folks, they just want you to make deposits so they could eat.
Exactly. They have to put in the work themselves and try to get the reality, get the clarity and to share out to your people
Mm-hmm.
and out there. Not just making false claims when you yourself, you are not being patient to the market. You just learn some few stuff. You think you're gonna blow up tomorrow and it didn't work out for you. You think everybody's gonna be like that. Come on, man. Like, keep your opinion to yourself. Nobody need that shit. Yeah, bro. Keep it.
Yeah, man.
By the end of the day, everybody's gonna fall back to whatever they're up to. You
Correct.
get it.
Correct.
Why feed the other people with what you believe? There is this saying like about Jay-Z. He said his uncle said he's gonna sell 1 million records, but he sell 1 million records 1 million times. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
his uncle was just trying to post his own fear on him. He
That's one of my
rejected that shit.
favorite quotes, actually.
Yeah, bro.
Uncle said
That's
I couldn't
big.
sell a
Like,
million records. I sell a million
yeah,
records
but
about
I
a
said
million
1 million
times.
times, bro. Come on, man.
Boy.
Like I think on that shit every time, like, yo, man, like they try to put their fear on you, like you are not them. Like they should let you to execute you what you ever have in your head. Like, you feel me?
Mm,
You know,
exactly.
people always want to put people in the place they are, but at the end of the day, we are not the same. We don't
Mm-hmm.
think the same. Like, it's different.
You're in the
Don't put
presence
it
of
on me.
beast.
Yeah.
Scratch that. You in the presence of a god. Nah,
Yeah,
that
bro.
he snapped on that one. Yeah. I didn't know you knew that song, bro.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Ooh, that song go crazy. We should probably put.
When I come back to Nigeria, like there is this song about Make Me on what was it Timberlake.
Yeah.
You know that song? What was the title song? I try to I forgot the lyrics of the song. Like
Is it Ade
it
Conle
said
Gold who sang that song?
Make Me on the Timberlake. Let me find that song, man. Like each
Oh,
time I listen
Justin
to that
Timberlake?
song, yeah, Justin Timberlake, yeah.
I don't know it.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
track,
know it.
that song always put me back on my feet, like I have to do my shit.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Crown. Y'all ever heard this song before, Crown?
No,
Yeah, of course you have.
maybe. Yeah, the
That's
title of the song I was talking about is Believe. Believe. You just believe in yourself. Never have to leave your hustle in the shelf. Try to walk through it, bro. Yeah.
Facts.
The one you were talking about, let me see.
That's 2013 right there.
You see that shit.
One,
Mm.
one, one, two,
Yeah.
one, two. Cramp, 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 cramp. Bounce.
Crash that. You're the president of a god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
You in the presence of a king. Scratch that. You in the presence of a god. Put in the belly of the beast. I escape but never had a job. Scott Forrest, you old baby. Robinson Cano, you coming with me. These like rotary phones. It's a new day. Hit up KD. So we try to knock it down. Knock me to my knees about 1,000,000 times. Uncle said I never sell 1,000,000 records.
Oh, look at that shit man. I just said, bro.
Yeah, that's where it's all
Damn
come
it, bro.
from. Yeah, that's where that song. That's where that line
Man,
comes from.
that quote the always ring on my head, bro. Like, yo, you can't
Yeah.
put your fear on me, man. Like, crash that shit.
Right. Dead.
Fear's your only God.
Yes, the only God.
You
Yes,
try to fake it, it's my only job.
it's my only job. That's what's up, bro.
Hmm. We went crazy on that. I'm not gonna lie.
For real, bro. Yeah.
I played this song about 1,000,000 times myself.
For real, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, this song has stokes on it, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Bulletproof love, bounces the yoke. Chastise God. Capone say no. You already seen me turn a man to a goat. You already know what I could do with the coat. Dropped it in the water, made it disappear. I made it reappear. I had that on a rope. I made my roof get ghost. Bottom grill, I made my tooth get gone. All of this I did, I wasn't supposed to live. Hallelujah, huh? One for the king, wouldn't be able. One for the brand, probably be dead. Best friends become your enemies. Now it's double edged.
That's true, bro. Best friend become enemies, man.
Best friends become your enemies. Now it's got double edged.
Shit on me. These chickens tryna shit on me. I was left for dead. They try to wipe me out of your history. Shit on
They
me.
try to wipe me out of
These chickens tryna shit on me.
history. Fuck that.
I was left for dead. They try to wipe me out of their history.
Hey, yo, bro, man, this track, I'm gonna keep playing this track all day, bro. I'm gonna feel it, bro. Yeah. Can you play the one I just talked about, bro?
What'd you say?
So we can hear it together. Make me official Justin Timberlake.
Make me official.
Justin Timberlake. Believe.
Is that how you write it?
Let me see. Double E. Make like Moeek. Then you give it a space. Then Moi double L.
You said MOI double L?
No, ME. E for
Oh,
entertainment. Yeah, Emeek.
Hold on.
Eh,
Write it in the chat, bro.
All right, I'll write it in the chat right now.
Oh, Meek Mill.
Yeah,
Bro, I keep thinking you said something else. I thought you said
nah, it's the asset, bro.
Meek Mill and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, believe that's what the song believe.
Mm.
Mm.
You know, I still believe it. You and me. 'Cause every night I go to sleep, I can see it like a movie in my dreams. Put my face in the dirt on the ground, still I raise up to take back the crown. Yes, you can break my body, you can lock my soul up and down.
Follow your dreams, not your addictions. How we gon' follow our dreams locked in a prison? They try to swallow me whole, God be my witness. Deprive me out of my dreams, but I'm relentless. I want the money, ain't never want attention. So I don't pay attention to comments and all the mentions. 'Cause they see
Nice,
my
nice,
vision.
nice. I'll definitely play
Yeah,
that back a little later.
yeah,
Um,
bro.
so thank you for that,
Yeah,
Brody.
thanks,
So
bro.
a lot of people are saying, what do we think about entering gold a little
Mm,
later? And my answer is, yeah, it's definitely important to wait on a retracement if you don't feel too comfortable. Um,
fact,
even if there is a retracement, the obvious direction is to the upside. It might
that's
be a
true.
little annoying because I feel like this thing is going to keep pushing. Um,
Sure.
so the next thing that can be done is put in a 0.01. Uh,
Not to miss out of it.
yeah, but obviously, like, yeah, the retracement might not happen as much. But in New York, if price can just pull back to retest London lows, then yeah, that could be your entry as well. All right. So tomorrow, I'm definitely gonna be on live.
Yeah,
But yeah. I think soon as market open, we probably gonna see a nasty, crazy buy.
true.
If this is what's going on. Okay, guys.
Yeah, we
So
might get a little bit pullback during the London session, but
yeah,
still, shit's gonna pop.
correct. I'm also looking at GU buys.
Mm,
Pretty much all the equity assets are probably just gonna be pushing to the upside. Let me check Forex Factory here. Government data, Yeah. Yeah, not much of the fundamental news, but we all know
mm,
like it's the catalyst of what's pushing markets right now is governments potentially reopening and talks about stimulus. Tuesday we got claim and count for
mm.
GBP. That's what I was talking about. Got a bank holiday on Tuesday for the US. Uh what holiday is that? Oh, Veterans Day. Oh shoot. Okay. Veterans Day. Uh-huh. So we might even see like Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Price might
Mm.
continue pushing soon as the banks reopen. So keep on the lookout for that, especially for gold. Um, yeah, I think this is going to be a good week. It looks like we having core CPI on Thursday.
Mm.
Other than that, yeah, let's have a good week, y'all. Let's have a good week. Okay. Peace, love, and
Yeah,
blessings.
bro.
I honestly enjoyed this moment with y'all.
Me
And
too, bro.
let's talk soon.
Sure, sure.
Thanks,
Thanks
huh?
for coming, bro.
No problem. No problem.